Hello, Steve White, Steve Arts 89. Well, I just spent $73 on two Master Universe mini comics. Why is this an issue? Because once upon a time, I basically had all of them. I had a few when I was a kid, of course, and I kept them even though they're in really bad condition. And just over the years, going to random secondhand stores and collectibles fairs, I would just grab the odd mini comic that someone was selling for $2 or $5 or something, just randomly. I didn't really go to a collectible store itself and buy them because they were always sort of more expensive, even though they had more of a range and it was easier to just find the ones you wanted. But just over the years, I managed to collect them all up, and I think there's 50, I had about at least 45 of them. So basically the whole lot. And then they released this, the collected, reprinted mini comics, and I just love the double size format. As you can see, like that's oh God, I can't get it. That's like the original comic, and basically, it's like twice the size and all in one gigantic volume. All the ones I had, plus all the She-Ra ones and the New Adventures of He-Man and the modern He-Man, everything all in one. I thought this is great. What I didn't appreciate was that the printing, the reproduction or restoration or whatever you want to call it of the image was not really good. I think they're preoccupied with removing the yellowing from the pages so that it's clean and white, and in order to do that they put a lot of contrast in, and they sort of just took out a lot of the lighter tones and lighter colors, and a lot of the images look really sort of contrasty, and they don't look as good as the originals, even though the originals, of course, have yellowing pages and stuff like that. And also, of course, none of my figures were technically complete without the mini comic they came with. So I basically sold them to pay for that. I thought, I'm just going to sell all my old mini comics, and because I was selling a whole bunch of things at the time, because I was just trying to make some more space and get rid of a lot of stuff I didn't really need. I thought, what, I'd rather just have the one big collected volume, and if I sell the mini comics I can buy that, and it did give me enough money to buy that. But then I realised, like I said, that now all my figures were incomplete because none of them, only a few of them now had mini comics, because the only mini comics I didn't sell were the ones that my mum wrote my name on, or had pages, the back pages missing, or tears, or a lot of them had dog ears, so I cut the edges of them to sort of get rid of the dog ears, so they all had like cut edges, and I couldn't sell, they couldn't sell them to anyone, so I kept those ones. So I had about 10 or 12 of those, or maybe 15 of those. They were the original ones I had as a kid, and I'm glad I got those ones because they're literally the ones I read as a kid and had. But all the others that I collected for like $2, $3, $4, $5, $10 each at the most, now I'm having to rebuy on eBay for beginning at $10. I think the cheapest one I got was like $9.70 or something. I think I got one for $7. One single one for $7. All the rest have been $10 or more. And I just bought two from America with postage for $74, which is more than I paid for probably the whole lot originally back in that, or more than I sold them for. I think. I can't remember what I sold them for exactly. It might have been like a couple of dollars each, so it might have been like $90 or something like that. I can't remember now. I can't remember. But yeah, so actually it might have been a little bit less than what I sold them for, but basically I've spent more recollecting them than I did buying them in the first place, and more than what I sold them for, a lot more. And it's really depressing because I should have kept them. I don't know what, I should have just bought this book and just kept them just so the originals were complete, and just to have the original comics, even though I think my rationale was, well, I've got the original ones I had as a kid that had my name on them and everything, and the ones I literally sat down and read and, looked at over and over again and spent hours, lost in them. So why do I need all the other ones that, I never actually had? I never actually read the stories or anything. They didn't have any sentimental sort of nostalgia about them. It's just that they were there and they made the figures I had complete, so I should have kept them. I really regret that. So that's one of my big collecting regrets, is that I sold my Master Universe mini comics, and now I've been spending a fortune to recollect them all. And I think I've got about 30 now, 30 something. And yes, I still have about 20 to go, which is gonna, some of these, and some of them are not expensive, not cheap, and I don't understand why some are more expensive than others when they're all basically the same, made the same year. Some of the later ones they had less, I think, produced, so that's why they're more expensive. But other ones like Flying Fist HeMan, I, for some reason, mine had all torn pages and the back page missing, so it was unsalvageable. And all the ones I saw were really expensive. That was one of the ones I just bought. I think it was about $40 US, and then like 20 something postage, and then I got the second one for like $10 or something. But yeah, so one of my big collecting regrets is selling my Master Universe mini comics, which I'm now spending a fortune to collect again. And I know I'm not the only person who's done that, but I can't believe I was stupid enough to sell anything as important as my Master Universe mini comics. What was I thinking? Yeah, kicking myself. But the only good thing is the ones I'm buying are better condition than the ones I did have, at least.